I am going to walk through how Workbench handles schema changes when they happen, but columns are protected, and different ways that you can troubleshoot that to make sure that your jobs run successfully. So as we can see, we're on the Stravelo orders and then the schema tab, and we can see all of the columns for this job as well as the protection column, and all of these columns are protected. So I'm going to jump into an Excel spreadsheet that is powering this job. And as I can see in the orders column, this orders column is a long data type. So I'm just going to type a string into my data and save that, and then execute it to see what will happen. So I can see that I get a notification here that my job execution failed. And then I also get this error message here indicating to me that on the orders column, a long tried to change to a string. And the reason the job failed is because schema change isn't allowed. So that will appear there, as well as if I come over into the overview section of a job, in the execution status and in the execution message, I can see the column orders was a long and then it tried to change to a string. And the reason the job ran unsuccessfully is because schema change is not allowed. Another indication that the job was unsuccessful due to schema is this notification that will appear here on the schema tab. And once you're in the schema tab, there's some color coding within the columns to indicate which column is affected by schema change and some different things that changed. So I can see that the orders column is now a string. And I saw that in my overview tab and in my error messaging that orders went from a long to a string, and that's why the schema change wasn't allowed. And that's why the job failed. And so I have a couple of options here. If I want that change to pass through onto my data set, I simply have to uncheck the protect column. Workbench is going to give me a notification letting me know that unprotected columns can be changed and deleted, and that may break content in Domo. And if I'm okay with that, I simply will just need to execute the job again. And Workbench will know, because the column is unprotected, that I'm okay with that, and that Workbench will pass that change onto Domo and onto the data set. If I am not okay with that change, what I can do is I can come into my data set, I can change that string back to a number, save that change, and then I can just come back into Workbench and I can update my data type back to a long. And once I've done that, I can save it and then execute the job again. And once I've executed this again, this will run successfully. Great, so I can see that this job ran successfully. The notification went away up here. I no longer have any color coding on my data set. And if I come to the overview tab, I can also see that the data was unchanged in the last execution. Or if it was changed, I would also see that successful status there.